Chapter 51. You are listening at novelfull.audio. After breaking through to the Grandmaster level, Changfeng felt that his mental bottleneck had loosened. It seems that my cultivation level has indeed limited my mental strength. Changfeng thought. He took a long breath and took out the rewards for this month's True Disciples. Grandmaster level True Disciples receive 50,000 Spirit Stones and 50,000 exchange points every month. In addition, Changfeng is the top of the Grandmaster level of Tongtian Tower, so there are a total of 100,000 Spirit Stones and 100,000 exchange points every month. After counting his own belongings, Changfeng was very satisfied. Spirit Stones. 1,103,000, simulation points, 30,990 points, exchange points, 4,400,200 points, sect metal, silver metal times 3. Opportunity to take treasures from the first floor of the sect treasury, one time, several pills, given by the master. There are many types. 3 low-grade magic weapons, Xianwu inner armor, tyrant gloves, and Moyun wings, 1 high-grade magic weapon, Yulong inner armor, 1 high-grade spiritual treasure. It has not been refined yet and cannot be used. 1 cave treasure, Xiankuan pot, 1 dojo, Shaozhu peak, divine beast blood, 1 bottle of Kuei Nyo blood and Zhu Yen blood, 1 guarantee card, contains the breath of the master and a full strength attack. In just 3 months after entering the door, Changfeng has accumulated such a fortune. It can be said that he has soared to the sky. The martial arts cultivation has broken through, and the next step is to break through the immortal cultivation to the foundation building realm. Changfeng did not leave the quiet room, but continued to practice the Great Sun Burning Heaven Sutra. In seclusion, his sun breathing has been perfected, and the Great Sun Fist has been comprehended. With the bonus of the enlightened, purple, talent, it is not difficult to break through to the second level of the Great Sun Burning Heaven Sutra. There is no time in cultivating immortals, and 2 months have passed in a blink of an eye. Just today, Changfeng successfully broke through the Great Sun Burning Heaven Sutra to the second level, and his immortal cultivation reached the early stage of the foundation building realm. The spiritual power already contains the power of the sun. When it is activated, it seems that there is a golden flame burning all over his body. Now the strength and quantity of his spiritual power can be comparable to that of ordinary cultivators in the early stage of the golden elixir realm. The Moyun wing and the tyrant gloves can be activated for a long time. Although these 2 low-grade magic weapons have not greatly improved his combat power, it is better than nothing. The next step is to work hard to cultivate the Great Sun Burning Heaven Sutra to the peak of the second level, reach the peak of the foundation building level, and prepare the natural materials and treasures required for the 4th level of the Xiantian holy body. Thinking of this, Changfeng felt a little overwhelmed. The experience of breaking through to the Grandmaster realm made Changfeng feel that when he broke through to the Grandmaster realm, he should at least prepare 5 sets of natural materials and treasures required for the 4th level. Changfeng checked the exchange list of the sect protection formation, and found that most of the natural materials and treasures needed for the 4th layer can be exchanged. Although the price is not cheap, it is not difficult for Changfeng to do things that can be done with money. However, there are 3 or 4 natural materials and treasures that are not on the exchange list, and he needs to find a way to get them. After a rough estimate, it takes about 1 million exchange points to exchange the natural materials and treasures needed for the 4th layer from the exchange list, and this does not include the 3 or 4 precious treasures that are missing. 5 copies will cost 5 million exchange points. I can get 100,000 spirit stones and 100,000 exchange points every month in the Grandmaster realm, and I have 1.2 million spirit stones and exchange points a year. In addition, Changfeng also wants to exchange some of his favorite magical skills, which is also a huge expense. Moreover, simulation also consumes a lot of resources. Pink simulation costs 100,000 simulation points once, and when you encounter a suitable world, you have to spend 1 million simulation points to lock it. Changfeng suddenly felt that he was not so rich. Let's take it one step at a time. Improve your strength first. If that doesn't work, then find a way to make some extra money. Changfeng plans to practice the Great Sun Shattering Sky Fist in the simulation world first, and increase the strength of his mental power to his limit. Then he will comprehend his mental power to see if he can initially construct a mental world and step into the desolate realm from the nascent realm. As for the opportunity to take treasures from the sect treasury, It will not be too late to go when he is interested and needs it. Anyway, there is no urgent treasure now. Changfeng took out 200,000 spirit stones and exchanged them all for simulation points. Exchange successful. The host currently has 230,990 simulation points. He plans to conduct the first pink simulation first, open the 6th talent position, and try his luck. Ding, consume 100,000 simulation points, exchange for pink simulation times x1. Simulation begins. Simulation world search begins. Target random pink simulation world. Simulation is about to begin. World introduction. This is a world where humans and demons are in opposition. Humans cultivate a breath of culture and master the power of heaven and earth. Demons absorb the essence of the sun and the moon to improve cultivation. With literary spirit, poems can kill enemies, lyrics can break cities, and articles can pacify the world. The demon race has a long lifespan, while the human race has a short lifespan, so the human race has always been at a disadvantage. The demon race is eyeing the human race and wants to destroy the human race and monopolize this world. The human race has several sub-saints and dozens of semi-saints sitting in the command, and can barely hold on under the oppression of the demon race. Start talent selection. Detect that the host has used the pink simulation for the first time, and the talent position is +1. Please select 6 from your own reserve talents and the following talents and bring them into the simulation world. Deadly 13 guns. Purple, you have an unparalleled talent for gunmanship, and your gunmanship power is increased by 200%. Starry Sea. Blue, when you drive a vehicle in the universe, your speed is increased by 100%. Supreme Sword Master. Pink, your swordmanship talent is unprecedented, and your swordmanship power is increased by 1000%. Big Anchor. Green, entering the live broadcast industry, you will be prosperous and reach the peak of your life. Concealing the secret. Purple, when you are locked by the secret calculation or special means, the result obtained by the other party is very vague. Duck Neck Rat. Green, after you are born, you will get a duck neck rat pet. Major and Winchi. What system is this? Changfeng was a little disappointed. Looking at the world introduction, you know that this literary aura has little to do with your own path. In terms of talent, Changfeng felt a little bit regretful. I drew the first pink talent, and the effect was indeed abnormal. It's a pity that it was a talent for Kendo. Changfeng didn't think about changing to Kendo. As for other talents, what is a duck-necked rat? Changfeng was a little confused, but he didn't think much about it. There are so many strange creatures in the heavens and the worlds, and he didn't plan to raise a pet that sounds like a rat. Without much hesitation, he directly chose the talent of concealing the secrets. Purple. Adding the 5 talents in his own talent position, a total of 6, he started the simulation. Chapter 52. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Simulation starts. 0 years old, you were born into a merchant family, a boy. Your family is quite well off. 1 year old, you could talk and walk soon after you were born. People in the surrounding area thought you were a rare scholar, and your parents were very happy. After all, in this world, the human race is ruled by scholars with literary spirit. 3 years old, you grew up very quickly, but you had no interest in studying. 6 years old, you started to practice boxing and exercise your muscles. Your parents were very worried. 10 years old, you are no shorter than an adult, and your parents have given up on letting you study. People around you think that your performance as a child was just precocious, but now you are just like everyone else. 16 years old, you have made some progress in boxing, and your body has been well polished. The first level of Great Sun-Shattering Sky Fist has been successfully refined. With the blessing of many talents, your strength has reached the early stage of land immortals. 17 years old, you bid farewell to your parents and prepare to travel. After you showed off your skills, your parents let you leave your hometown alone. 20 years old, you practiced boxing along the way, and by the way, you saw the customs of this world and tasted many delicious foods. 21 years old, you traveled to the border of the human race, where many monsters appeared. The monsters are divided into soldiers, generals, commanders, marquises, kings, emperors, semi-saints, sub-saints, and saints. The strength of semi-saints is similar to that of the great masters in the fusion stage. 2 years old, you encountered monsters attacking a small city in the border, led by a king-level monster. When the city was broken, you took decisive action and used the rising sun to turn all the monsters into ashes. For the first time, the world saw the power of human martial arts. 3 years old, your strong strength attracted the attention of the Human Saint Academy. A great scholar came forward and invited you to join the Saint Academy, and you readily agreed. 24 years old, someone in the Saint Academy mocked you as a crude warrior who could not read a single word. You did not argue with him, and wrote 10 peerless poems in 1 hour, shocking the world with your literary spirit, and shattered that person's literary courage on the spot. All the saints in the Saint Academy regretted that you did not follow the path of literature, otherwise you could become a saint in 1 day. You settled down in the Saint Academy, practiced boxing every day, went to the border to find some monsters to practice in your spare time, and occasionally wrote some poems for the Saint Academy, all of which were famous works. With the help of your peerless poems, the human race has made great progress in strength, and the situation on the border has improved. 35 years old, you have mastered the second level of Great Sun-Shattering Sky Fist, Sunshine, and your mental strength has reached the middle stage of the Heavenly Man realm. In the same year, you announced that you would stop writing because you had run out of poems to recite. The saints in the Saint Academy felt very sorry, but they also respected your decision. 36 years old, you left the Holy Academy and returned to your hometown to accompany your parents. Because of your strong strength and military exploits in killing monsters on the border, the Holy Academy gave you your hometown as a fiefdom, and you also had the title of Marquis. 40 years old, practiced boxing. 50 years old, practiced boxing. In the same year, your parents died of old age. 55 years old, you practiced the third level of Big Sun-Shattering Sky Fist, Fiery Sun Shining, and your mental strength reached the late stage of the heavenly realm. 60 years old, practiced boxing. 68 years old, this year, the monster army pressed on the border, and 20 semi-saint level monsters led countless monsters to the city, and the border was in danger. The Holy Academy summoned the human race to rush to the border to resist the monster attack, and you were also on the summoning list. When you arrived at the border, the human and monster races launched a shocking battle, and you used all your strength to fight the enemy bravely. Relying on your strong body, you rushed to the front and killed 8 Emperor-level monsters in a row. Your performance attracted the attention of the monster half-saint. A monster half-saint attacked you. You opened the first 7 gates of the 8 gates, but you were no match for him. In desperation, you opened the death gate, and your vitality instantly burned up. You held off the attack of the monster half-saint with 1 punch, and then the human half-saint rescued you. At the same time, the half-saint war began. Knowing that you had no way to survive after opening the 8 gates, you rushed into the monster army and used large-scale attacks to slaughter the monsters. The Emperor-level monsters who came to stop you were not your enemies. In this battle, you killed a total of 100,000 monsters and 50 Emperor-level monsters, making a significant contribution to repelling the monsters. You eventually died of exhaustion. After the war, the human race set up a tablet for you in the holy courtyard, and you will enjoy the incense of the human race forever. You are dead, this simulation is over. Choosing to keep the concealment, purple, talent, Changfeng exited the simulation. He closed his eyes tightly and spent an incense stick of time to digest the gains from this simulation. The first pink simulation yielded a lot. Not only did he activated the 6th talent position, raised his mental strength to the late stage of the heavenly man, and completed the first 3 levels of the Great Sun-Shattering Sky Fist. Moreover, in this simulated world, Changfeng discovered a pattern. The speed of his boxing practice in this pink simulated world is much faster than that in the blue and purple simulated worlds before, and it is almost the same as the practice speed in the real world. It seems that the higher the upper limit of the simulated world, the faster I practice. The lower realm where I am now is estimated to be pink in the system's evaluation. Changfeng thought, before, Changfeng often spent hundreds of years to break through the boxing in the low-level simulated world. Sometimes he would doubt whether the effect of eternal boxing saint talent to increase the speed of boxing practice was effective in the simulated world. Now I understand that it was the low level of the simulated world that limited his boxing practice speed. It seems that I have to lock in a pink simulated world that is suitable for me to go to frequently in the future. Changfeng thought, just now, this pink level Wenqi world was directly excluded by Changfeng. The power system is not compatible, there are no secret magic powers that can be obtained, the lifespan of the human race is too short, and only the sub-saints can live for 2,000 years. The training conditions are not good and it is easy to die in battle. Various reasons make Changfeng not choose to enter this world again, unless he is randomly refreshed again. In this simulation, Changfeng faced the power of the great power for the first time, facing the attack of the demon clan semi-saint. Even if he opened the 8 gates of Tianjiao, Death Gate, he still felt powerless and estimated that he would be defeated in 2 or 3 moves. And the cultivators in the fusion realm will only be stronger than the demon clan semi-saints and have more means. Entering the realm of great power is a leap in the level of life. After practicing to the peak of the land immortals, even the geniuses can hardly be the opponent of the great powers in the early stage of fusion, not to mention anything else. The method of moving one hand makes it difficult for cultivators below the fusion realm to resist. I still have a long way to go. Only when I reach the realm of great power can I gain a foothold in Xianwu continent. Changfeng sighed in his heart. Chapter 53. You are listening at novelfull.audio. With Changfeng's current cultivation level, the strength of his spiritual power in the early stage of a land immortal is the limit he can reach. If he wants to break through his spiritual power again, he must reach the level of a grandmaster. Therefore, collecting the missing natural materials and treasures in the 4th level of Xiantian Holy Body must be put on the agenda. Changfeng connected to the sect protection formation and posted several purchase requests on the communication platform under the name of Special Chef to purchase the missing natural materials and treasures. The price was privately chatted. After waiting for a while without any response, Changfeng had no choice but to leave the post hanging there. After browsing the communication platform for a while, he found that several months had passed, and the posts about the competition were still very popular. The comments under the pinned scoring post had exceeded 100,000. It was normal to think about it. After all, there was no time in cultivating immortals, and a few months was nothing in the eyes of practitioners. He had just been practicing for a short time, and his thinking had not yet changed. Shaking his head, Changfeng withdrew from the sect protection formation and continued to practice in seclusion. First, raise the cultivation of immortals to the peak of foundation building. 2 years passed in the blink of an eye. During this period, nothing major happened in Huangting sect, and Changfeng had been practicing in seclusion in Xianwu dojo. Some friends in the sect estimated that he should be in seclusion to digest the gains of this competition, and did not disturb him. On this day, the formation of Xianwu dojo appeared a wave, and a figure came out of the seclusion room. It's not easy. The cultivation of immortals has finally reached the peak of foundation building. Changfeng stretched his waist and walked out of the seclusion room. After walking around the dojo, he found that some of the spirit beast cubs he exchanged when he first came to Xianwu were already quite large, and they felt they were ready to eat. When you have time, you can call junior brother Lu Chuan and the others to come to Xianwu for a gathering. Looking at the chubby spirit beasts, Changfeng couldn't help swallowing his saliva. In the past 2 years, he practiced hard in seclusion and successfully refined the 2nd level of the Great Sun Burning Heaven Sutra to perfection, and his immortal cultivation reached the peak of foundation building. During this period, he conducted 5 purple simulations, which raised his mental strength to the initial stage of land immortals, and temporarily fell into a bottleneck. The 4th level of the Great Sun Shattering Sky Fist has also been refined. Changfeng estimated that his current strength should be able to easily defeat ordinary land immortals. In addition, in the 5 purple simulations, a luck plus body, purple, talent was brushed out. Luck plus body, purple. Your luck increases, your fortune will continue to accumulate, and the possibility of encountering opportunities will be greatly increased. Changfeng did not say anything and directly replaced. The original small luck, blue, talent, luck is still very important, and Changfeng is looking forward to a big opportunity. So far, all of his 6 talent slots are equipped with purple-level talents. He also collected the rewards for the true disciples and the top of the Tongtian Tower Grandmaster realm that he had accumulated over the past 2 years. A total of 2.4 million spirit stones and 2.4 million exchange points. After 2 years of seclusion, Changfeng was ready to stretch his muscles and test his combat power. Thinking of this, he connected to the sect protection formation without hesitation, chose to consume 100 spirit stones, and challenged the Tongtian Tower. In an instant, he disappeared in the dojo. The last time he broke into the Tongtian Tower, Changfeng passed the 47th floor and then chose to exit. This time, as soon as he entered the Tongtian Tower, he was on the 48th floor. Not far away, a human with the strength of the late Tianren appeared and attacked Changfeng without saying a word. Changfeng stood still, and his heart swept forward. A wave of invisible and intangible waves passed by, and the enemy who rushed halfway was frozen in mid-air, and then dissipated in the Tongtian Tower. The same was true for the 49th floor. On the 50th floor, 3 demons with peak heavenly strength joined forces, but they were unable to resist the sweep of Changfeng's mental power and were directly killed in the sea of consciousness. Changfeng was very satisfied with the attack range and mowing ability of mental power. On the 51st floor, the opponent's strength was upgraded to the realm of land immortals, and mental power alone could no longer solve it. Changfeng cheered up, punched and attacked, sweeping all the way, until the 57th floor. The opponent was not his opponent with one punch. On the 60th floor, 3 demons with peak ordinary land immortal strength rushed towards Changfeng from 3 directions. Changfeng was not afraid at all and directly opened the first 8 gates of Tianjiao, and sent them away in a few seconds. Changfeng found that after successfully practicing the 3rd level of Xiantian Holy Body, the damage to the physical body by opening the first 7 gates of Tianjiao was greatly reduced. Now he can persist for a long time after opening the 7 gates, and his physical body recovers quickly after closing them. Changfeng nodded with satisfaction. After all, endurance is important to every man. After passing the 60th floor of the Tower of Babel, he was ready to go to the 61st floor to see the means of the great power in the fusion stage. However, after a few breaths, he was teleported out of the Tongtian Tower and appeared in the Xianwu dojo. Touching his nose, Changfeng smiled helplessly. The opponent on the 61st floor was a human in the early stage of the fusion stage. Just the momentum made Changfeng feel a strong sense of oppression. After opening the first 7 gates of the 8 gates of Tianjiao, Changfeng only lasted one move under his hands, and was slapped out of the Tongtian Tower. The great power is worthy of being a great power, and his strength is really terrifying. It seems that my strength is still far from the realm of the great power. At this time, the number of floors displayed on Changfeng's Tongtian Tower ranking list has become 60 floors. Some disciples in the sect noticed it, but no one cared. More than 2 years ago, Changfeng's strength in the competition was enough to pass the 60th floor of the Tongtian Tower. Now he is going to the Tongtian Tower, and everyone thinks it is too slow. Looking at the list of grandmasters in the Tower of Babel, the second-place Feng Lai is only at the 46th level. Changfeng feels that no one in the grandmaster realm should be able to threaten his top position. Now, Changfeng has reached the peak of both immortal and martial arts, and the breakthrough to the grandmaster level is on the agenda. Thinking that the post he posted 2 years ago seeking to buy natural treasures has not received any response, he is a little worried. I still have one more chance to go to the first level of the sect treasury to select treasures, so why not go and have a look? If I really don't get anything, I can only shamelessly ask Master for help. Changfeng thought helplessly. The Huangting sect's treasury is different from the exchange list of the sect's great array. The treasures stored in the sect's treasury are basically some unique treasures that cannot be mass-produced, things like skills and magical powers, spiritual tea and wine, ordinary magic treasures, low-level Taoist tools, etc. These things will not appear in the sect's treasury. Generally, they can be directly exchanged with exchange points in the exchange list of the sect's great array. Changfeng was full of confidence in this treasure hunt in the sect treasury, because during the 2 years of seclusion, he discovered a new use of the Xianwu simulation system. Before, he exchanged simulation points with spirit stones directly, without paying attention to the exchange process. Later, one day, He realized that when exchanging treasures for simulation points, regardless of whether they were exchanged in the end, it would display how many simulation points the treasure was worth. This is simply a treasure hunting artifact. If he found this function at the cultivator exchange meeting before the big competition, he would pick up a leak. He made up his mind that this time when choosing treasures in the treasury, he would not pick the right ones, but only the expensive ones. Changfeng left the Xiaoxufeng dojo and set off for the sect treasury. Chapter 54. You are listening at novelfull.audio. The entrance to the Huangting sect's treasury is located near the Holy Land where the great elders practiced in seclusion, and it is some distance away from Tianquan Peak. After flying for a long time, Changfeng finally reached the entrance of the treasury. At the entrance is a hall. After entering the hall, there is an old man in black who is resting with his eyes closed. Changfeng knew that this was the rotating great elder who guarded this place, and his cultivation was unfathomable. Disciple Changfeng greets the great elder. Changfeng saluted respectfully. The old man in black opened his eyes and looked at him. Are you Changfeng, who is known as the #1 pride in the southern region? I can hear your reputation even when I am here. You have done a good job. The old man in black said. I don't deserve it, I don't deserve it. It's all thanks to my fellow disciples. Changfeng said hurriedly, okay, don't be modest. I know you have a chance to take treasures from the first floor of the sect's treasury. Bring me your true disciple token. Changfeng heard this and presented his true disciple token. The old man in black took the token, verified it, and returned it to Changfeng. Okay, you can go in. Remember, you can only take one treasure from the first floor. Don't be clever. You can come out within 3 days. After saying that, the old man in black robe waved his sleeves, and a space channel appeared in front of Changfeng. Without hesitation, Changfeng stepped in and disappeared in an instant. The next second, he appeared in the first floor of the sect's treasury. Changfeng was stunned for a moment by the dazzling array of treasures. He expanded his mental power and roughly sensed that there were tens of thousands of treasures on the first floor. After all, it was the accumulation of countless years of Huangting sect, so it was normal to have so many. Huangting sect did not introduce the treasures, so it all depends on your own eyesight. After all, there are many treasures that Huangtingzong himself can't figure out what they are used for. Changfeng doesn't recognize most of the treasures, but he didn't panic. He connected his mental power to the Xianwu simulation system and scanned the nearby treasures one by one. Ding, can be exchanged for 8 million simulation points. Ding, can be exchanged for 10 million simulation points. Although I don't know what the treasure is, I can see its value. After scanning for more than an hour, more than half of it was completed. Basically, all the treasures scanned are worth between 5 million and 50 million simulation points. Occasionally, a few treasures with more than 50 million simulation points appeared, and they were all silently recorded by Changfeng. Suddenly, Ding, can be exchanged for 20 billion simulation points. Changfeng was stunned. He confirmed again that he had not heard wrong. The treasure in front of him, which is worth 20 billion simulation points, is a red, black and gold token. There is no recognizable pattern or text on it. Picking up the token, it feels warm, and I don't know what material it is made of. A token worth 20 billion simulation points. Changfeng smelled the smell of a great opportunity. He hurriedly scanned the remaining treasures on the first floor and did not find other treasures that were too valuable. Without hesitation, Changfeng chose the token, then he activated his true disciple token, and the next moment, Changfeng left the treasure house and appeared in the entrance hall. Seeing Changfeng come out, the black-clothed Supreme Elder was slightly stunned. You came out so soon, have you chosen? The disciple has already chosen. Changfeng said respectfully. The Supreme Elder sensed the treasure house slightly and found that Changfeng had chosen a token. I have some impression of this token. I don't know how many years it has been stored in our Huangting sect. I heard that many great masters studied it and tried various methods, but they couldn't make it react at all. Because of its special material, it was later placed in the sect's treasury. I don't know what material it is made of. Even a Mahayana cultivator can't hurt it at all. It should be a thing from the upper realm. The black-clothed Supreme Elder said, "My disciple is not very knowledgeable and basically doesn't recognize the treasures in the treasury. I just saw that this token has a good eye, so I chose it." Changfeng smiled bitterly. "Instead of choosing randomly, it's better to choose one that you like. And my disciple doesn't lack any treasures now." After listening to this, the Grand Elder felt that it made sense. No wonder Changfeng came out so quickly. It turned out that he didn't know the treasure and chose it randomly. Thinking about Changfeng's more than 2 years of practice, it was also normal. After all, he was not an old monster. No more questions. Waved to send Changfeng away. Without staying too long, Changfeng went directly back to the Xianwu dojo. He came to the retreat room, took out the token, and prepared to study it carefully, even if he couldn't figure out any tricks. Exchanging it for 20 billion simulation points would be a big profit. The token was obtained. Still there was a sense of warmth, and vaguely, Changfeng seemed to feel a trace of the power of the sun. After looking over and over for a long time, there was no sign on it except for the irregular pattern composed of 3 colors of red, black and gold. Close your eyes and use your mental power to perceive. You can't feel the existence of the token at all. Only when you open your eyes can you see the token in front of you. Changfeng even probed the mental power of the Huangting Sutra into it, but there was no reaction at all. Gradually, he wanted to give up. Finally, with the mentality of trying everything possible, he forced out a drop of golden blood and dripped it on the token. Unexpectedly, the token directly absorbed the blood. Changfeng was stunned. What happened? Didn't the Supreme Elder say that those great powers tried countless methods and there was no reaction? Doesn't absorbing blood count as a reaction? The next second, the mysterious token turned into a stream of light and sank into Changfeng's eyebrows. Changfeng suddenly felt a black screen in front of his eyes and lost consciousness instantly. Then a space vortex appeared out of thin air, swallowed him in, and then disappeared. What was even more surprising was that the spirit of the sect protection array had no reaction at all, and did not notice that Changfeng had disappeared out of thin air. After an unknown period of time, Changfeng gradually regained consciousness. As soon as he woke up, he held the life-saving trump card given by his master in his hand and looked around vigilantly. There was no one around, and the environment was also very unfamiliar. It was pitch black, with no sunlight, as if deep underground. Changfeng's mental power moved slightly, and he found that the sect protection array could not be connected, and his heart gradually sank to the bottom of the valley. It's bad, I may not be in the Huangting sect anymore. Suddenly, the surroundings lit up, and a figure appeared not far away. "Human boy, are you awake?" A voice came from the figure. Changfeng looked carefully and found that it was a middle-aged man with sword eyebrows and star eyes, who looked very majestic. Chapter 55. You are listening at novelfull.audio. The middle-aged man came to Changfeng and looked him over. "I didn't expect a little guy from the Grandmaster realm to come this time. He comes from the Xianwu realm and is a human. It seems that the human race is becoming more and more prosperous." The middle-aged man thought. Changfeng couldn't detect the man's cultivation level, and felt a little uneasy, so he bowed and said, "Junior Changfeng greets the senior. May I ask where this place is? I know you have doubts in your heart. Don't worry, I have no ill will towards you, and your life will not be in danger. This place is an alien space. You were brought here by the token I sent out. I have fallen for countless years. Now you only see a trace of my remaining thoughts. I don't know how long I can last." The middle-aged man said, "A trace of thoughts." Changfeng looked at the middle-aged man in front of him, a little bit unbelievable. "Human boy, don't disbelieve me. You can't imagine my cultivation level. Even in the upper realm it is the top one. In a shocking battle that year, I fell in it. With the power of the treasure, I escaped with a wisp of thought and came to the lower realm. Only in the billions of worlds in the lower realm can I escape the pursuit of the enemy. Although I have fallen, leaving only a wisp of remnant, I still need to find a successor to inherit my legacy and help me complete some unfinished business. After escaping to the lower realm, I made 100 tokens and scattered them in the billions of worlds in the lower realm. When I meet a cultivator below the fusion stage with qualified talent, I can drip blood to recognize the master and automatically teleport him here. After listening, Changfeng suddenly realized, no wonder those great men in Huangting's sect couldn't figure out any tricks. It turns out that this token is only effective for cultivators below the fusion stage and with qualified talent. I just don't know what kind of talent is qualified. At this time, the middle-aged man continued, "Human boy, you should be thankful that when I came to the lower world, the tokens I distributed were set to be invalid for the human race. Unfortunately, after waiting for billions of years, no successor has come. It is too difficult to produce a genius that meets my requirements in the lower world." Helplessly, thinking of the huge number of you humans in the lower world, I added the human race to the token settings, and then I waited for a few. Unfortunately, no one can pass my final test. In the end, the taller one barely passed the second level. I see that you are only 18 years old, at the Grandmaster level, and your mental strength has reached the limit of the early stage of the Land Immortal. Your body is also quite strong, and you have also comprehended the mental power of the Huangting Sutra, passed down by the Taoist ancestor. This talent is also very good among the geniuses who came here. I hope you can pass my test and obtain my legacy. Although you don't understand it now, remember that even if I die, the treasures left behind are not something you can take away. Imagine. Even the saints in the upper realm will fight for my legacy. After hearing these words, Changfeng was skeptical and asked, "Senior, what test are you talking about?" "My test has 3 levels. You can get rich rewards for each level you pass. If you pass all 3 levels, you can get all my legacy. The first level of the test is this time. If you can pass it, you can get the reward and be teleported out normally. Wait until you break through to the fusion stage and pass the heavenly tribulation. Before reaching the Mahayana stage, you can activate the token in the Sea of Consciousness and come here again for the second test. The third test is after you are promoted to the Mahayana stage. Remember, you only have 1 chance for each level. If you fail, you can't come back. And you can only be teleported here in the lower realm. If you happen to reach the upper realm, you need to return to the lower realm to take the test here. If you fail the test, I will erase your memory and send you back." The middle-aged man said, "You can call me Jin Yangzi. Don't try to find out my identity and what happened back then. If you can pass all the tests, you will know everything. Otherwise, it will be in vain. I will give you 2 hours to adjust. After 2 hours, you will take the first test." "Yes, Senior Jin." Changfeng saluted. Jin Yangzi turned and disappeared, leaving Changfeng alone. Changfeng sat cross-legged, closed his eyes and adjusted his breath. "There was already a storm in my heart. The top power in the upper world died in the war, and escaped with a trace of regret after his death with the help of treasures. He was not a human. The Huangting Sutra was really passed down by the Taoist ancestor. There is the saint who is high above, calling himself Jin Yangzi. This series of information and clues are verifying Changfeng's guess. No way, this Jin Yangzi can't be that person. If so, it's really a great opportunity." Thinking about the possible rewards after passing the test and the treasure he can get in the end, he can't help but feel excited. It took Changfeng half an hour to calm down his heart. This luck and talent are really good. I really encountered such a great opportunity. I must seize this opportunity and pass the test. Changfeng made up his mind. Close your eyes and adjust your breath, adjust yourself to the peak state, and prepare for the first test. 2 hours later, Jin Yangzi appeared in front of Changfeng again. The most challenging thing on the road of cultivation is comprehension. Resources, physique, treasures, etc. can be provided by acquired factors, but comprehension is the most difficult to obtain. The successor of this seat must have a strong comprehension. Otherwise, it is difficult to cultivate into a top-level strongman. The first test. This seat sees that you have comprehended the mental power of the Huangting Sutra and have just reached the realm of the nascent state. The mental world in your body has not yet formed. This seat has a secret method specifically for opening up the mental world, called the Hunyuan Kaitian Sutra, which was passed down by the Taoist ancestor when he preached. This seat will pass this secret method to you. Within 50 years, if you can comprehend this secret method, use it to open up the mental world, and step into the desolate realm, you will be considered to have passed the first test. After 50 years, if you do not step into the desolate realm with this secret method, this seat will take action to erase your experience and send you back to the Xianwu realm. Xianwu realm. Qi Changfeng's heart moved. It seems to be another name for the Xianwu continent. After Jin Yangzi finished speaking, he pointed his finger, and a golden light sank into Qi Changfeng's brow. A steady stream of information emerged in his sea of consciousness. If you successfully enter the desolate realm, I will appear. After Jin Yangzi finished speaking, he turned around and disappeared. Chapter 56. You are listening at novelfull.audio. After Jin Yangzi left, Qi Changfeng spent an hour to sort out the information of Hunyuan Kai Tianjing, comprehend the Hunyuan Kai Tianjing within 50 years, and use it to open up the world of mind power. When Qi Changfeng heard the content of the first test, he was surprised. I didn't expect it to be this kind of test. It may be difficult for others, but I have a fairy martial arts simulation system. As long as the simulation points are sufficient, I can comprehend it in 5 days, not to mention 50 years. Qi Changfeng thought, fortunately, I received the reward for the true disciple in the past 2 years, and I still have a lot of spirit stones on hand. And I have the talent of an enlightened person, which should be of great help. After counting, there are more than 3.5 million spirit stones in the cave treasures, and 80,990 simulation points are left. If it's really not enough, I have to exchange all my magic treasures, spirit treasures, cave treasures and various elixirs to pass the first test. Qi Changfeng was ruthless. He knew clearly that this opportunity was the most important one for him besides the Xianwu simulation system. Compared with the inheritance left by Jin Yangzi, these belongings on his body were simply not worth mentioning. Without thinking any more, Qi Changfeng sat cross-legged and entered a state of closed-door cultivation. After carefully understanding the Hunyuan Kai Tian Sutra, Qi Changfeng discovered that this secret method was to use earth, fire, wind and water to evolve the world of mind power. However, Qi Changfeng had no idea how to evolve. The mystery described in the Hunyuan Kai Tian Sutra was too profound and could not be understood for the time being. He was not in a hurry either, and directly exchanged 3 million spirit stones for 3 million simulation points. Try the purple simulation first to see how it works. If it doesn't work, switch to the pink simulation. Qi Changfeng directly performed a purple simulation. It is estimated that this great opportunity consumed a lot of his luck. This simulation directly entered a world of superpowers, and the world is still very chaotic. Qi Changfeng was killed not long after he was born, and a simulation opportunity was wasted in vain. After exiting the simulation world, Qi Changfeng looked around and found that Jin Yangzi did not appear. It seems that even the top powers in the upper realm cannot detect the existence of the Xianwu simulation system. Qi Changfeng was relieved and continued the purple simulation. Ding, consume 10,000 simulation points to exchange for purple simulation times 1. Simulation begins. Simulation world search begins. Target random purple simulation world. Simulation is about to begin. World introduction. This is a world of cultivation. The human race occupies the vast majority of this world, and various cultivation sects and families are lined up. Qi refining, foundation building, golden core, yuanying, and shenhua are the cultivation levels in this world. Golden core cultivators have a lifespan of 500 years, yuanying cultivators have a lifespan of 1,000 years, and shenhua cultivators have a lifespan of 2,000 years. Start talent selection. Please select 6 from the retained talents and the following talents and bring them into the simulation world. Gourmet, blue, you love food, and you will not gain weight no matter how much you eat. Eternal sword saint, purple, you have a rare talent for swordsmanship, and your swordsmanship power increases by 200%. Thousands of charming. Green, you will definitely be a woman after birth, and you are amazingly charming. Many people will fall in love with you. Demon bloodline, blue, you will have demon bloodline after birth, and you can perform half demonization after adulthood to enhance your combat power. Qi Changfeng was delighted, and entered a world of cultivation. Although limited to the world level, the highest level can only be cultivated to the realm of transformation. But the lifespan of the transformation of the spirit is 2000 years, which is already very good. After a glance, there is no useful talent. Without hesitation, directly select the 6 talents in your own talent slot to enter the simulation world. The novel was taken from the Translat website. Close where you're reading it and support us on our website for more free novels. Simulation starts. 0 years old, you were born in a small mountain village, a boy. 6 years old, you start to practice boxing, and the strength of your mental strength increases rapidly. 20 years old, successfully cultivated the 4th level of Great Sun-Shattering Sky Fist, you reached the peak combat power of the spiritualization stage and stood at the top of this world. 21 years old, comprehended the Hunyuan Kaitian Sutra. 40 years old, your parents died, you left your hometown, found a small sect at random, and after showing your strength, you became the supreme elder of this sect and settled here from then on. 120 years old, the comprehension of the Hunyuan Kaitian Sutra reached a bottleneck, and you decided to comprehend the 4 fists of earth, fire, wind, and water first. 520 years old, in the past 400 years, you traveled around the world, searched for various skills, and discussed Taoism with fellow Taoists in the spiritualization stage, and finally refined all the 4 fists of earth, water, wind, and fire. Your comprehension of the Hunyuan Kaitian Sutra broke through the bottleneck and reached a new world, and you can use the mental power evolved earth, fire, wind, and water in the sea of consciousness. 600 years old, you devoted yourself to comprehending the Hunyuan Kaitian Sutra, but you still couldn't get the point and couldn't evolve it into the prototype of the world, and you fell into a bottleneck again. You decided to continue practicing boxing. 650 years old, the 4 boxing intentions of earth, fire, wind, and water are used more and more skillfully by you. 1,500 years old, in the past few hundred years, you have successfully comprehended the fusion boxing intentions such as wood boxing intention, ice boxing intention, and flame boxing intention. 1900 years old, you have comprehended more fusion boxing intentions, but you still can't completely integrate the 4 boxing intentions of earth, fire, wind, and water. 2000 years old, your lifespan is exhausted, you died, and the simulation ended. After the simulation, Changfeng gained a lot and his understanding of the world was further deepened. After digesting the harvest of this world, his mental power moved slightly, and the mental power in his sea of consciousness evolved into 4 elements, earth, water, wind, and fire, and some even showed a trend of fusion. Changfeng was very satisfied. According to the display of the Xianwu simulation system, the level of Hunyuan Kaitian Sutra is the same as Huangting Sutra, which is also orange. Directly comprehending Hunyuan Kaitian Sutra requires too high a level of comprehension. Even with the bonus of the enlightened talent, it is difficult for him to comprehend directly, so Changfeng took a different approach and chose to promote the comprehension of Hunyuan Kaitian Sutra. By comprehending the fist meaning of different attributes, he firmly believed that when facing a bottleneck, every punch he threw during his practice would be a booster to break through the bottleneck. Although this would greatly increase the time consumed, Changfeng had the Xianwu simulation system, and the least lacking thing was time for comprehension. Moreover, this was also of great benefit to his progress in boxing, and it was not a waste of time. This simulation can be said to be the longest simulation world he has ever experienced, staying in it for 2000 years. This purple simulation world is good, it can be locked down. After finally encountering a world of cultivation, Changfeng spent 100,000 simulation points without hesitation to lock it down. Come again. Choose to enter this purple world again. This time the progress is not as smooth as the last time. After spending 2000 years, Changfeng has comprehended more than a dozen earth, water, wind, and fire fusion fists, but still can't fuse all 4 elements of earth, water, wind, and fire. After exiting the simulation and digesting the harvest, Changfeng fell into deep thought. What is the reason? I feel that I am only one step away from the fusion of all 4 elements, but I just can't break through that layer of window paper. After thinking for a while, there is no result. Changfeng no longer entangled. Continue the simulation, it's done. This time, Changfeng is going to do a pink simulation to see if there is any improvement. Ding. consume 100,000 simulation points to exchange for pink simulation times x1. Simulation begins, simulation world search begins, target random pink simulation world. Simulation is about to begin. Chapter 57. You are listening at novelfull.audio. World Introduction. This is a world ruled by gods and demons. The gods' kingdoms are high above the material plane. Demons are dormant in the abyss, ready to pull the gods down at any time. The whole world is divided into 3 layers, with the kingdoms where the gods are located at the top, the material plane in the middle, and the abyss where the demons are located at the bottom. In the material plane, fighting spirit and magic are prevalent. Magician/warrior, wizard/great warrior, mage/war master, great mage/war master, mage saint/martial saint, demigod, lower god, middle god, upper god. This is the power level of this world. In the material plane, all races stand side by side. Humans, elves, orcs, shadows. Different races are performing their own epic chapters. The material plane can carry the power of demigods at most. After reading the world introduction, Changfeng was slightly stunned. Why does it look like the Western fantasy world I knew in my previous life? Moreover, the world level is pink, and a bunch of gods appear, and these gods don't look very good. According to Changfeng's speculation, the upper limit of the power of the pink level world is estimated to be not much different from the Mahayana monks in the real world. There may be a few people in the pink world who have the power of flying upgrades, but there will definitely not be many. Therefore, he speculated that the lower gods are probably about the same as the great masters of the fusion stage, and are far from the immortal gods in the upper realm in the real world, which really lowers the status of the gods. Start talent selection. Please select 6 from the reserved talents and the following talents and bring them into the simulation world. Alchemy Grandmaster, purple. You have a very strong talent for alchemy, and the elixir you refine has a chance to be more effective. Supreme Fist Master, pink. Your boxing talent is unprecedented, and the power of boxing is increased by 1000%. Mechanical Expert, blue. You are very talented in repairing and manufacturing machinery. Formation Master, blue. You have a strong talent for formation, and the power and effect of the formation you arrange are increased by 30%. Peerless Pitcher, green. When playing basketball, your 3-point shooting rate can be above 90% no matter where you are on the court. Changfeng was very surprised to see the talent. Today's luck is really good. The second pink simulation has a very useful talent. Without any hesitation, Changfeng decided to replace the Eternal Boxing Saint talent with the Supreme Boxing Master talent. It's really a pillow when you are sleepy. With the Supreme Boxing Master talent, Changfeng is confident that he can take boxing to a higher level. This is also the first pink level talent that Changfeng has. As for the Alchemy Master, purple, talent, he also wanted it, but unfortunately there was no talent slot. Changfeng struggled between the 2 talents of Concealing the Secret, purple, and Alchemy Master, purple, and finally decided to choose the Concealing the Secret talent. At this stage, I don't lack elixirs, and I don't have the energy to invest in elixirs. I will make plans after my cultivation level has improved and my lifespan has been prolonged. The talent of Concealing the Secrets of Heaven cannot be replaced. In some cases, this talent can even save lives. Finally, Changfeng chose the 6 talents of Supreme Fist, pink, unparalleled combat power, purple, Vajra indestructible body, purple, luck added body, purple, enlightened one, purple, and Concealing the Secrets of Heaven, purple. To start the simulation. Simulation starts. 0 years old. You were born in the elf clan as a boy. You are not an elf born naturally, but born directly from the world tree. 3 years old. The tribesmen are surprised at your precocity. Because the elves do not reach adulthood until the age of 110, ordinary tribesmen can live to more than 700 years old. 10 years old. You start to practice Great Sun Shattering Sky Fist, and your mental strength increases rapidly. 20 years old. You already look the same as an adult elf. During these 10 years, you have learned some knowledge about fighting spirit and magic, but found that they are of no great use and are far less powerful than the boxing you practiced. 23 years old. the fourth level of Great Sun-Shattering Sky Fist is completed, and the strength of mental strength is restored to the early stage of land immortals. 24 years old, your strength has reached the peak of martial saint, but you did not make it public, but prepared to go out and travel in the material plane. 30 years old, you traveled all the way to the human kingdom and settled down there. At first, some humans coveted your elf identity and wanted to attack you, but after you showed your martial saint strength, the human king also treated you as a guest of honor. 40 years old, you practiced boxing every day, and the increase in the world limit and the strengthening of boxing talent made you more deeply understand the four kinds of boxing meanings of earth, water, wind, and fire. 50 years old, you left the human kingdom where you had lived for 20 years and continued to travel in the material plane. 150 years old, for a full 100 years, you have basically traveled all over the material world. 155 years old, you returned to your hometown after a long absence, and your people warmly welcomed you. At this time, you have already spread your name throughout the material plane, and even the gods have heard of your name. You settled on the world tree. After more than 100 years of travel, you are facing the world tree again and have new insights. 160 years old, the four boxing intentions of earth, fire, wind, and water are completely integrated, and you have comprehended the world boxing intention. The bottleneck of Hunyuan Kai Tian Jing is directly broken through, and you continue to comprehend Hunyuan Kai Tian Jing in one go. 165 years old, the true meaning of Hunyuan Kai Tian Jing is understood by you, and you have comprehended the method of using the four elements of earth, fire, wind, and water to open up the world of mind and power. 170 years old, continue to comprehend the world boxing intention. 300 years old, limited by the peak cultivation of the Grandmaster in the real world, your mental power is difficult to advance, the progress of boxing is very slow, and your strength is stagnant. 350 years old, the war of gods begins. In the kingdom of gods, the elven gods are attacked by the orc gods and are at a disadvantage. In the same year, 10 orc demigods jointly invaded the elf territory in the material plane, and the elves were defeated. You rushed to the front line and took decisive action. You fought 5 orc demigods alone and did not lose. This battle was so fierce that the mountains collapsed and the sun and moon were dark. In the end, you opened the death gate of 8 gates of Tianjiao and dragged 10 orc demigods to death together. You died, and the simulation ended. After choosing to keep the Supreme Fist, pink, talent and replace the Eternal Fist, purple, talent, Changfeng exited the simulation. With his eyes closed, he digested the gains from this simulation. This pink simulation yielded huge gains. After 3 simulated worlds, Changfeng not only penetrated the true meaning of Hunyuan Kai Tian Jing, but also comprehended the world's fist meaning. The world's fist meaning is a very special, rare and powerful fist meaning. It encompasses everything and can evolve most of the fist meanings, like the crushing fist meaning and the big sun fist meaning that Changfeng had comprehended before. They can all be evolved through the world's fist meaning. After comprehending the world's fist meaning, basically all fist skills can be practiced, and they are more powerful when used. The method of opening up the world of mind power with the 4 elements of earth, fire, wind and water in Hunyuan Kai Tian Jing was applied. By Changfeng to the fusion of fist meaning, then, by comprehending various fusion fist meanings, he promoted the comprehension of Hunyuan Kai Tian Jing. In the end, the world's fist meaning was successfully comprehended, and it was a natural thing to comprehend Hunyuan Kai Tian Jing. Changfeng was very glad that he chose to comprehend the Hunyuan Kai Tian Jing. By comprehending the meaning of the fist, if the two were not complementary and mutually reinforcing, he would never have had the opportunity to comprehend the meaning of the world fist. About an hour later, Changfeng opened his eyes. It's time to prepare to open up the world of mind power. Chapter 58. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Calculating the time, it has only been 3 or 4 hours since Jin Yangzi taught Changfeng the Hunyuan Kai Tian Jing, and left. It only took a few hours to pass the first test, which is not good. It is better to retreat for a day or 2 to adjust, and then open up the world of mind power. First, to relax the spirit and reach the peak state. Second, to avoid scaring Senior Jin Yangzi. Changfeng thought. A day later, Changfeng finished his breathing, confirming that he had reached the peak state. He was ready to start opening up the world of mind power. With his eyes closed, he concentrated all his mental power on the sea of consciousness and rejected all external interference. The gray mind power in the sea of consciousness was all transformed into the four elements of earth, fire, wind, and water. According to the true meaning of the Hunyuan Kai Tianjing, the method in it was operated, and the mind power of the four elements slowly merged, and the world of mind power slowly took shape. What Changfeng didn't know was that when he opened up the world of mind power, the alien space he was in produced an imperceptible vibration. Then a wisp of golden gas appeared out of thin air beside him. In a space, Jin Yangzi was sitting cross-legged with his eyes closed. He suddenly opened his eyes and frowned. What's going on? Why is there a change in the space? In an instant, Jin Yangzi disappeared and appeared beside Changfeng. Looking at Changfeng, who was opening up the world of mind power and the golden gas surrounding him, Jin Yangzi felt a strong sense of unreality. Counting with his fingers, it was right that more than a day had passed. After feeling Changfeng's breath, he found that he was indeed using the Hunyuan Kai Tianjing to open up the world of mind power. What kind of enlightenment is this? He has understood the Hunyuan Kai Tianjing in more than a day. Jin Yangzi's heart could not calm down for a long time. When the Hunyuan Kai Tian Sutra opened up the world of mind and power, it actually resonated with my treasure. The treasure took the initiative to provide a trace of power, supplying the new world of mind and power in his body. For countless years, no one has ever used the Hunyuan Kai Tian Sutra in my treasure to open up the world of mind and power. This kid really has a great opportunity, great fortune, and great enlightenment. Jin Yangzi couldn't stop sighing in his heart. It's a pity. It would be great if this kid was from my demon clan. Jin Yangzi watched from the side, his face a little hesitant. In the end, he still didn't make a move to disperse the golden gas around Changfeng. Forget it, forget it. How many billions of years have passed, and I only have a trace of regret left, and I still can't let it go. Back then, it was also my demon clan that owed the human race. If my inheritance is really obtained by the human race's genius, it is also God's will. Jin Yangzi no longer entangled in his heart, and silently watched Changfeng open up the world of mind and power. As time passed, the mental world in Changfeng's sea of consciousness gradually took shape, and the golden gas around him slowly sank into his brows. In his sea of consciousness, Changfeng felt a great force expanding and strengthening his mental world, but at this moment, he didn't have time to think about it. After a whole day and night, Changfeng's mental world was finally opened up, and the four attributes of earth, fire, wind, and water were completely integrated and turned into the foundation of the mental world. The golden gas around him was also completely exhausted and integrated into the mental world. At this point, Changfeng's mental power officially entered the desolate realm. He sensed that the mental world that had just been opened up was hundreds of kilometers in radius, and there was nothing inside, a desolate land. Outside the scope of the mental world, there was a layer of golden world membrane wrapped around it, which looked very solid. Looking at such a large area of the mental world, Changfeng was very surprised. According to the records about mental power he had seen in Huangting's sect before, the newly opened mental world is generally only a few hundred meters in radius, and it is still very unstable, so it needs to continue to practice with concentration. As for the situation of his own mental world, Changfeng can only attribute it to the magic and power of the Huangting Sutra and the Hunyuan Kai Tian Sutra. After the mental world was opened up, Changfeng's mental power was no longer concentrated on the sea of consciousness, and he opened his eyes. He saw Jin Yangzi standing nearby, looking at him, not sure if he saw it wrong. Changfeng felt that there seemed to be a hint of complexity in Senior Jin Yangzi's eyes. "Hello, Senior Jin Yangzi." He hurried forward to salute. "Chi boy, no need to be polite. I didn't expect you to comprehend the Hunyuan Kai Tian Sutra in such a short time and open up a mental world. This kind of understanding is the only one I have ever seen in my life. Congratulations, you passed the first test successfully." Jin Yangzi said, "Thank you for the compliment, Senior. I was lucky and succeeded by chance. Don't be modest. This is your first level reward. Jin Yangzi waved his hand and two dazzling gold and red the light ball floated in front of Changfeng. Pointing at the golden light ball, he said, This is a great magical power called True Spirit Mysterious Heaven Change. It can improve the strength of one's own body by refining the essence and blood of monsters, and can transform into the monster corresponding to the refined essence and blood. If you practice it to a deep level, you can also use the innate magical power of the monster you transformed into. This magical power was created by many powerful monsters of the monster race. It is rare even in the upper realm. It can be barely practiced when the mental strength reaches the fusion stage. The stronger the body, the more types of monster essence and blood you can refine. Don't be greedy, which will cause your magical power to backfire and explode and die. Changfeng looked at the golden light ball, his eyes lit up. It just so happens that my 2 bottles of divine beast blood are now useful. Jin Yangzi pointed at the red light ball and said, I see that you are practicing the method related to the sun, so I will give you this sun true fire seed. When you condense the elixir, follow the method I gave you to fuse this seed with the golden elixir, which will be of great benefit to your future practice. Remember, the value of this sun true fire seed is far higher than the true spirit Xiantian change. You must grasp it well and don't waste it. After saying that, he tapped his fingers lightly, and the 2 light balls sank into Changfeng's body. Changfeng immediately closed his eyes, concentrated his mental power, and accepted the inheritance. After about 2 hours, Changfeng received the inheritance in the light ball. There were 2 more scriptures in the Sea of Consciousness. One was, True Spirit Xiantian Change, and the other was the method of fusing the Sun True Fire Seed. In the world of mind power, there was a red seed quietly floating, which was the Sun True Fire Seed. Chapter 59. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Seeing that Changfeng had finished receiving them, Jin Yangzi said, Qi, you did well in the first level. In addition to these 2 rewards, I will allow you to ask for an additional reward. Is there anything you want? I can satisfy you. Hearing this, Changfeng was delighted. Senior Jin Yangzi, I am about to break through my martial arts skills, and I urgently need some natural treasures for cultivation, but I have not been able to gather them. Tell me about it. So Changfeng listed the natural treasures needed for the 4th level of Xiantian Xingdi. Jin Yangzi took a look and shook his head. These resources are too low grade. I don't have any here. Please change one. Changfeng was stunned. He didn't expect this result. Helplessly, he listed the resources needed for the 5th level of Xiantian Xingdi, and still got the same result. After listing the materials and treasures needed for the 6th and 7th levels of Xiantian Holy Body, Jin Yangzi said, I have some of these resources here, but they are all worthless gadgets. After saying that, he waved his sleeves and brought Changfeng to a new space. There were countless materials and treasures in the space, most of which Changfeng did not recognize. This is the space for storing the lowest level resources. I have clearly marked the materials you listed. You can take as much as you need. As expected of a legendary big man, he is really generous. Changfeng thought, but think about it, the materials and treasures of the lower world are indeed not worth mentioning in the eyes of the top powers in the upper world. According to Jin Yangzi's markings, Changfeng took 20 of the materials and treasures needed for the 6th and 7th levels. I originally wanted to take some of the materials and treasures of the last 3 levels of Xiantian Holy Body, but I thought about it and gave up. I can't give Senior Jin Yangzi the impression that I'm too greedy. And when I enter the fusion stage and take the 2nd test, I'll have a chance to take it. After Changfeng put away the natural materials and treasures needed for the 6th and 7th levels of Xiantian Holy Body, Jin Yangzi took him back to the original space. Just standing still, Jin Yangzi took out a golden paper and said to Changfeng, This is the Heavenly Tao contract. Before you go out, you must swear to this and not reveal any of this seat situation to anyone outside, otherwise your soul will be scattered and turned into ashes. Changfeng swore to the golden paper, feeling as if he was being watched by something in the dark. Suddenly, the immortal martial arts simulation system in his body shook slightly, and this feeling of being watched disappeared. Don't underestimate this oath. Once you make a heavenly Tao oath and violate it, unless the Taoist patriarch personally takes action, no one can save you, not even a saint. Don't worry, senior, I will never reveal a single word about this matter. Changfeng said seriously, okay, go back. The next meeting will have to wait until you reach the fusion stage. Changfeng bowed to Jin Yangzi, activated the token in his sea of consciousness, and instantly disappeared into the alien space. After coming to his senses, Changfeng found that he had returned to the retreat room in the Xianwu dojo. If he had not clearly felt the newly opened world of mind power and the sun's true fire seed suspended in it, he would have doubted whether this was a dream. This opportunity was too great, giving him a faint sense of unreality, connecting to the sect. Protection formation. He sensed that it had only been a day since he had lost consciousness from his master recognition token. The speed of time in the alien space where Senior Jin Yangzi is located is faster than in the real world, which may be due to the treasure. The sect protection formation did not have any abnormal reaction, and it seemed that it did not notice Changfeng's strange disappearance. Without thinking too much, he was ready to digest what he had gained this time. True spirit mysterious heaven change requires a mental strength above the fusion stage and a strong body to practice, so this can't be rushed, so put it aside for now. After the mental world was opened up, I didn't have time to get familiar with it, so Changfeng prepared to retreat and master the mental world. The mental world in the desolate realm has just been opened up and has not yet become a cave world. It is not very stable and theoretically cannot descend into the real world. Changfeng looked at his mental world, which was hundreds of kilometers in size and wrapped in a layer of golden world membrane, and did not see any instability. The mental power moved slightly, and the next moment, a desolate mental world with a radius of hundreds of kilometers descended into the real world. Changfeng did not feel any effort at all. Fortunately, the Xianwu dojo is large enough and covered by a large formation, otherwise it would be exposed. My mental world is 1,000 times larger than the normal desolate mental world. It is really powerful. Not only does it have the ability to descend into the world that only the cave world has, but also within the range of the mental world. Changfeng felt that he could attack any enemy indiscriminately. He took back the world of mind power and attached it to his fists. By mobilizing the world's fist intention, Changfeng felt that his boxing power had greatly increased. Full of confidence, he immediately spent 100 spirit stones and challenged the Tower of Babel. Within a minute, he was sent out in disgrace. The great power is worthy of being the great power. Even if he opened up the world of mind power, I am still not his opponent. However, this time he performed much better. At least he lasted 3 rounds before being sent away. Changfeng was not discouraged. After all, his strength had improved rapidly. He felt that after using the world of mind power, senior brother Lang Wenbin was definitely not his opponent now. In this way, a whole day passed, and Changfeng was completely familiar with the use of the world of mind power. And now he could use it as easily as using his arms. Looking at the red sun true fire seed suspended in the world of mind power, his heart was hot. This is the sun true fire. The most powerful flame in the world, the most powerful innate magical power of the 3-legged golden crow. It was just a guess before, but now Changfeng is completely sure of Jin Yangzi's identity. If it's not him, who else can take out the sun true fire seed? According to the sun true fire seed fusion method passed down by Jin Yangzi, when condensing the golden elixir, the seed can be integrated into the golden elixir. It can greatly improve the quality of the golden elixir and lay the foundation for practicing the great magical power of the sun true fire in the future. However, there is still a chance of failure during fusion. The stronger the physical body, the higher the success rate, so Changfeng plans to wait until his martial arts cultivation breaks through to the grandmaster level before condensing the golden elixir and fusing the sun true fire seed. Thinking of this, he can't help but feel distressed. Good news, the natural materials and treasures required for Xiantian holy body are all available. Bad news, they are all the 6th and 7th levels. The acquisition post has been up for 2 years without any response, and Changfeng doesn't want to use his real name to acquire on the communication platform, otherwise his identity as a super chef will be exposed. Although it's not a big deal, the communication platform doesn't have a name change function, and no one wants to browse the posts with their real name. After thinking for a while, Changfeng couldn't think of any solution, so he decided to ask his master. Chapter 60. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Having made up his mind, Changfeng went to the animal pen, selected a few 8 treasures chickens and long Muscovy ducks with the most spiritual energy, and cooked a few special dishes. Don't underestimate Changfeng's cooking skills. In addition to boxing, food is his biggest hobby. After so many simulations, it has been thousands of years in the simulated world. Not only has his boxing skills improved by leaps and bounds, but he has also mastered the ultimate cooking skills. These dishes are carefully cooked by him by combining different techniques from many worlds. Anyone who tastes them will applaud. After packing the dishes in a special box, Changfeng took 2 bottles of good wine. This wine was given to him by Jin before he left after the last competition. It is a specialty of the Golden Winged Depeng clan in the upper world and is very rare. With good wine and good dishes, Changfeng left the Xiaozhu Peak dojo and flew straight to the main peak of Tianquan Peak. After a while, they arrived at the main hall and met Changfeng. I haven't seen you for 2 years. Changfeng, you have not only successfully broken through, but also cultivated to the peak of the foundation. Not bad. Changfeng saw his apprentice, sensed his cultivation, and his eyes lit up. My disciple's retreat is over, and I came to see Master. Changfeng bowed and took out wine and food. The spirit beasts raised in my temple are already quite plump. I will cook today and let Master taste my family's cooking skills. Changfeng was instantly interested when he heard it. I didn't expect that you have this skill, Changfeng. Then I will try it. When he opened the box, a burst of fragrance came to his face. Changfeng took a bite and was very surprised. Changfeng, your family's cooking skills are really good, not inferior to those spiritual chefs who specialize in cooking. In addition to cultivation, my disciple has only this hobby. As long as Master likes it, that's fine. Changfeng finished speaking and picked up the wine and poured a glass for Changfeng. At first, Changfeng didn't care. What good wine could a disciple have? As long as the intention was there, it would be fine. After smelling the aroma of the wine, he couldn't help but open his eyes wide. Picking up the wine glass, he took a sip carefully and couldn't help saying, "It's really good wine. This wine has never been drunk by my master. In terms of quality, it can be ranked among the top few wines I have drunk. This wine is brewed by the Golden Winged Depeng clan in the upper realm. I was lucky to get it during the competition a few days ago. Today I will give it to Master to taste." Changfeng said. When Changfeng heard that the wine came from the Golden Winged Depeng clan in the upper realm, he guessed the source. The kid from the Golden Winged Depeng clan is quite generous. Soon, the master and the apprentice finished the dishes. As for the wine, Changfeng took out some of his own collection of fine wines, and the 2 drank a lot. As for the wine Changfeng gave, Changfeng put it away after taking a sip, saying that he would taste it carefully in the future. After having enough wine and food, Changfeng asked, "What do you want to see me today? I have been in seclusion for a few days and have realized a new kind of boxing. Please give me some advice." Changfeng smiled and said, "This is a good thing. Show it to me in the hall." Changfeng said nothing more. He condensed the world's boxing intention and punched at the empty space in the hall. It was as if a world was pressing down, full of power. Seeing this, Changfeng couldn't hold it anymore and his eyes widened. The legendary world fist meaning. This is impossible. It is said that the world fist meaning is that a peerless boxing genius has comprehended many kinds of fist meanings. He also needs to have a deep understanding of the world and obtain a great opportunity before he can comprehend it. My disciple has never been out. He has only been in seclusion in the dojo for 2 years. How could he suddenly comprehend the world fist meaning? Although Changfeng has never seen the world fist meaning, he can immediately determine that this must be the world fist meaning after feeling the all-encompassing and all-suppressing artistic conception in the fist meaning. As far as Changfeng knows, no one in Xianwu continent has comprehended the world fist meaning. However, according to historical records, millions of years ago, a boxing genius in Xianwu continent comprehended this fist meaning, after entering the realm of great power. That genius comprehended many kinds of fist meanings after thousands of years of hard practice and traveled in the world for hundreds of years. Finally, he integrated all the fist meanings with great understanding and comprehended the world fist meaning. this fist meaning is all-encompassing and suppresses everything. Any fist magic can be practiced, and the power of fist is amazing. It is said that this fist demon finally ascended to the upper realm, and now has a great reputation in the upper realm. If Changfeng had not had the help of Hunyuan Kai Tianjing, he would not have been able to comprehend the word fist meaning. Hunyuan Kai Tianjing was passed down by the Taoist ancestor, and it is also a rare treasure in the upper realm. The method of world opening and integration described in it can be used as a reference even by saints. It is not surprising that Changfeng can comprehend the word fist meaning. Thinking that the apprentice has comprehended such a fist meaning in 2 years of seclusion, Changfeng felt a little sad, as if his tens of thousands of years of hard work had all gone to waste. After a while, he calmed down and said, "This fist meaning is the world fist meaning, which is all-encompassing. Changfeng, you can comprehend such a fist meaning, which is really amazing. Master has not mastered this fist meaning, and can't teach you anything. But it is said that someone in the Nine Immortals sect of the East region has comprehended this fist meaning a long time ago, and there should be inheritance and experience left. If you are interested, you can pay attention to it." Changfeng nodded, then changed the subject and asked, "The disciple is going to retreat and break through to the Grandmaster realm, but the natural materials and treasures required for the 4th level of Xiantian holy body, including the earthly evil stone, moonlight divine grass, wind dew ganoderma and 8-angled mysterious ice grass, have not been collected. I don't know if Master has a channel, and the disciple is going to purchase some." Changfeng finally knew why Changfeng came today. After hearing this. His disciple was still shy and embarrassed to ask directly. He couldn't help but laugh. "These are all trivial matters, let me look for them." After a moment, Changfeng frowned slightly. "I still have a lot of earthly evil stone, wind dew ganoderma and 8 anise mysterious ice grass, but I have used up the moonlight divine grass. Although the moonlight divine grass is not valuable, its growing conditions are very harsh. As far as I know, only Wanhua Medicine Valley in the entire Xianhuang continent grows it. But it doesn't matter, I will contact my friend to see if she has any inventory." After saying that, Changfeng took out a communication magic weapon and sent a message. Not long after, he received a reply. "Changfeng, you are lucky. My friend still has some inventory. Although there is not much left, there are 2 or 3 copies of the 4th level of Xiantian Saint Body, which should be enough for you to use." After hearing this, Changfeng couldn't help but touch his nose and said awkwardly, "Master, I need at least 5 copies of natural treasures to break through to the Grandmaster level. 2 or 3 copies may not be enough. If it's 5 copies, then it's probably not enough. Changfeng, your body is really strong. You actually need 5 copies to break through. My friend is in charge of the planting of Yuehua divine grass in Wanhua Medicine Valley. If she doesn't have enough inventory, it will be difficult. Fortunately, it will only take 5 or 6 years for the new batch of Yuehua divine grass to mature. I will also help you find out who has it. It will take 5 or 6 years at the latest, which is not too long." After Changfeng finished speaking, he took out 6 copies of Disha stone, Fengluzi and Bajiao Xianbing grass and gave them to Changfeng. Changfeng couldn't refuse, so he had to accept it.